Let me give you the rundown. It doesn't have a starter on it right now. Yeah, I don't think this thing's hooked up at all. So this is loose, just so you know that comes off. I know the truck's set for about 6 years. I don't know how much you're gonna get.
Looks like I got my work cut out for me. How do I get into these predicaments? I'm Wrecker Rick and you're watching Murphy's Diesel, and we're in Willcox, Arizona, folks. I got on Facebook Marketplace and I found a K100 Kenworth Cabover, basically my dream truck. The description said, this thing needs a lot of work. It also said, I'm full of this truck and I need you to take it off my hands. I felt like he was speaking to me, so here we are. I'm gonna take it off his hands. He said it doesn't run. He said it won't pull fuel out of the tanks. So I actually brought my own fuel tank this time. In my experience with these escapades, the tanks always need to be cleaned out. So I brought a clean tank so I could just swap the tank out. It was easier to throw a tank in the back of my truck than a 55-gallon drum, right? And I've got the whole crew here today. I got Mrs. Wrecker Rick. I got Dayton. And Dayton's got her pajamas on. But her shirt says want a hug, so I guess it's okay. Let's get a view of that fit, huh? Smoke? Got her shoes on the wrong feet. We're en route, folks. Stand by. We're headed over to get this truck running and drive it 400 miles back home. Or try. I forgot, I also have Detroit. Let's go, Detroit. Come on. And Detroit still can't jump. Let's go. I know what y'all are thinking. Wrecker Rick, what are you doing driving my truck around? Well, this is actually pre-giveaway. It's actually August 27th. Believe it or not, my videos don't come out same day. So it's actually still my truck at the moment. Willcox is actually way down in southern Arizona, down by Old Mexico. Yes, Smoke. In fact, Old McDonald does have a farm down here by Old Mexico. That's actually his residence. So we went to the wrong address. I think we got the correct address now. They used to call me Navigator Rick, and I'm about to run out of fuel. This has been one of those trips. We actually pulled out of Ash Fork yesterday at like 9 o'clock in the morning. The plug-in to my trailer brakes came unplugged under Big Booty Judy, which was my fault. Actually, it's Diesel Dude's fault. Just put us a couple hours behind. We lost Detroit. It's already been one of those trips, folks. So luckily for you guys, it's starting off bad. Murphy's Law. Boy, that's gonna be a nice place when they're done, huh? Yeah. Before you see this thing, folks, don't judge me. How's it going?
Good, you?
Rick.
Joe Mike.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. It's Chris.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Rick. Nice to meet you.
Yep, you too.
Pretty nice.
That's her in all her glory.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
So, I bought new batteries for it. He never hooked them up.
Okay.
Starter, bolts.
Okay.
He was going to have it put on, and he never got it put on.
So does it not have a starter in it?
Doesn't have a starter on it right now.
All right.
That's the starter and the bolts.
Cool.
Let me give you the rundown. There's another pump right here. We cannot get that pump to work, but the lines weren't hooked up. So we hooked the lines up to it, and I could not get it to pump. So we put that rope on it, and we just pull it over.
Oh,
It's got the locking bars right here on this side, so it locks. The cab will stay up. And then you got to pull the cab back down to get it down.
This tank ain't even hooked up. Huh?
Yeah, I don't think this thing's hooked up at all. Just that one.
Plugged up.
Yeah. So this is loose. Just so you know, that comes off. I never did get it secured on there, so it's loose.
Okay.
It's gonna need something to hold it on there. But I took it off when we hauled it over because we hauled it over here with a wreck. And the brakes are backed off. Other than that, buddy, I couldn't tell you.
Perfect.
I know the truck's set in Gila Bend for about 6 years. They didn't run it, but they were hauling hay with it. I thought, man, this one ain't gonna be hard to fix at all.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be hard to fix it up. You just gotta get somebody that wants to do it.
Right.
This tire's different. Smaller.
Oh, yeah. Smaller tire.
But pretty clean old truck. There's stuff in these doors. I don't know how much you're gonna get. A couple of 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, when you leave here, if you've got to go to Napa, you just go right down here to the stop sign and shoot straight down, and it's right next down to the Family Dollar. If you need something else, just call me.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
I appreciate it.
Anything.
All right, time for a shakedown. What does this baby need? Radiator cap. No belts on it. AC compressors hanging off the side of it. Oh yeah, bad diesel, just as I suspected. Good thing I brought my other tank. I'll slap my other tank on there. It's got brand new fuel lines though. That's pretty slick. It's got 2 new batteries, but they're not hooked up. I don't see any battery cables. No shifter knob. Gas pedal sticks. Gonna have to fix that. Gonna have to get a spring for this baby. You see, it sticks. And it'll hang open. If you don't, it'll run away. Been down that road too many times. It's got a rope to open the cab up so you can get to the engine. That's pretty slick. The starter is laying on the floor, but it does have the bolts with it, so that's cool. Also got a fuel pump in here, so obviously they're having fuel issues. No brakes. Looks like I got my work cut out for me. How do I get into these predicaments? So I could just call a wrecker. I know a towing company, Murphy's Towing, down the road about 400 miles. Because all I want is this cab, because this cab is actually going on the 10x10. We're doing a cab swap. I don't even want the rest of the truck. This is the new 10x10 cab. That'd be too easy. Looks like we got some wires off down here. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Oh, that's to the PTO. It's got PTO on it. Shaft's just hanging. Oh, those are starter wires. $86,046. Remember that.
Okay.
86.
Yep, I remember it. Ask me in 30 minutes, I'll remember it.
Mrs. Wrecker-Rick is a female Rain Man. I mean that in the best possible way. I don't mean like you're an idiot. I mean like with numbers. Like you're like Rain Man, like with numbers.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to work, folks.
You mean he's gonna get to work and me and the kids are gonna go find something fun to do? I'm just kidding.
Boy, I can't wait to get behind the wheel of this baby. Oh my gosh. It's a nice sleeper though. I don't see any vermin nests or anything, so that's good. She's gonna need a little WD-40.
More like a 55-gallon drum of WD-40.
Oh great, we're missing a frickin' tractor brake knob, unless they got hooked up to that. Well, it's got Jacob brakes. Good, so I can jake uphill. Gas pedal doesn't work. Does the clutch? Ooh, the clutch works. Steering's hooked up. I think this is doable, babe. Check out this low air warning. So when it builds air, it stows like that, and then when it leaks air out, this flops down in front of your face. I'm telling you to pull over, Wrecker-Rick, because you're fixing to have a runaway. Oh boy, I can't wait to get behind the wheel of this baby and feel the whiskers in my face, the open road.
Does it have AC?
Yeah, it's got AC. I'm not going to be able to roll the window up and down unless I get some vice grips.
Good thing we brought some vice grips.
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to need to roll this window up because it's hotter than 2 rats f***ing in a wool sock down here, folks. We're going to get this baby opened up. Do a little bit more snooping around. It's a good thing I got my Yankum hitch point. Never leave home without it.
Roger.
Old Big Booty Judy's gonna make short work of this K100 cab. I might need you to hit it with some speed, babe.
We could just tow it home with Big Booty Judy.
Just pulling the truck, folks. What a powerhouse. All right, let's try it again. One more time, huh? There we go. Okay, go a little further, babe. Boy, she's a real tinderbox, folks. I'm gonna leave tension on her because I don't want it to fall on me. No bolt in the alternator. Let's pull the dipstick. Not too shabby. Tastes like it's got about 1.2 million miles on it. Got a bit of an exhaust leak right here. How old are these batteries? I wonder if they got any juice in them. Got a couple of battery wires here. So I'm gonna throw the starter in it and see if she'll crank over. Stand by. Never leave home without it. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I get rid of Big Booty Judy. At least they put a nice paint job on it, huh?
Very classy.
I gotta run to the parts store, get some stuff. I don't have a 12-point socket for these bolts for the starter. I need a fuel filter. I'm going to need a spring for the throttle. And we're gonna need some belts. Guess I could take that little guy off. It's not even attached, so that's the AC compressor. But we're gonna need a couple of V-belts and a serpentine belt. Mrs. Wrecker Rick, sorry, found the part numbers. What's the part numbers, babe?
9390 and a K050370.
There's 3 belts.
Yeah, you need 2 of your 9390s.
Oh, okay. Look at that. She's got Gates database right on her phone.
Yeah.
Pretty handy, huh, folks? What a woman. Oh, I also need a jumper wire for the battery. Are you making a list, babe?
Of course, you're married to Mrs. Wrecker Rick.
We're gonna need some spikes for these wheels. It doesn't even have an air cleaner box or anything. I don't know what we're gonna do about that. I guess we're running this thing open all the way home. I'm either gonna buy some batteries or a battery charger. So these batteries are made back in January, so they might have been sitting here since January. Who knows if they got a charge in them or not. Or I guess I could buy a multimeter. We're gonna run down to the parts store and see if we can't get some parts, folks. Stand by. Well, we made it. I gotta tell you, this is about the biggest nap I've ever seen.
Can we buy a toy?
Everywhere we go, they gotta have toys.
Daddy.
The only toys we're buying is this right here. Thanks, Dave. Ready, girls? We made it back. I'm gonna get this starter installed real quick, and then we're gonna fire this bad Larry up. Here at Murphy's Diesel, safety never takes a break. So I'm gonna throw a rope back on this cab. I took that old rope off. I'm gonna actually throw one of my ropes on there. Never trust anybody else's rigging. You know, who knows how old that rope is. It's a good thing we brought some hoses. Never know when you're gonna need a hose. This is the second longest hose I've seen today. I always keep a Wrecker Rick rope handy. You never know when you might have to pull a cab over cab open or something.
Where can you get a Wrecker Rick rope?
You can go to murphysdieselstore.com and get yourself a Wrecker Rick rope at rock bottom prices. They've never been so cheap before. We have a full kit. You can get slings, you can get all kinds of stuff. Yeah! Watch yourself, Smoke.
I like your heart. Is that a heart racetrack? Smoke, are you just digging a hole? Oh.
I gave you a red card.
Oh.
Boy, that makes me feel better. Just had to finagle it in there the right way. It takes a little finesse. It's like a woman. You can't just go ramming it in there. You gotta finesse it in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I got the 2 bottom bolts in, I just gotta get the top in now. Boy, she's gonna be fired up in no time. You wanna grab me a 1/2-inch impact out of this back elevator? Starters are always a good time, folks. She's in there. Now I just gotta hook up the wiring.
How is this supposed to work without a battery pack?
What?
Look.
Okay, well, then it don't work. Grab the power probe. I got the power and grounds hooked up to it, but there's no solenoid wires. So we're gonna have to chase those solenoid wires down, or we'll have to run an all-new switch. I got a bunch of wires up here. I imagine it's probably gonna be one of these bad Larrys. How's there so many wires on a mechanical engine? Riddle me that. 12.5. These batteries do have juice in them. I just lost $1 to myself. Pretty sure this is the power wire right here. And at some point it's melted all the insulation off of it. So
Where's the electrical tape?
the electrical tape's in the front passenger side box.
It's in my pocket. Because I knew you were going to need it.
Oh, look at you. What a woman, huh, folks?
I mean, that makes sense, right? He's working on the electrical portion, so he's probably going to need electrical tape. So I just grabbed the electrical tape thinking he was going to need it. Right?
Genius, babe. Batteries are hooked up. Time to see what this old girl's made of. All right, so I got my power probe hooked up. We're gonna make sure we got all our grounds and our positives in the right spots on the starter. After we check the starter, we're gonna start checking power and ground in the cab. I didn't realize how many fans we had in Willcox.
Oh, yeah?
Met a lot of fans today, folks. Did you see that guy that just was talking to me in Napa? Yeah, another guy in Napa just hit me up. Huh. Might be a good opportunity for you, Napa. You know?
I mean, I would think that the people going to Napa would be your people, you know? Like,
yeah. I mean, O'Reilly's a sponsor of Matt's Off-Road, along with like other creators. So Napa, you might want to get on board, because I shop at Napa, not O'Reilly's. I mean, I'd hate to have to start shopping at O'Reilly's. You hear that, O'Reilly's? Just kidding, folks. I'm not a fan of O'Reilly's. I like Napa better because Napa has like lots of truck stuff. Like big truck stuff. O'Reilly's usually doesn't carry like a whole lot of truck stuff. Oh yeah. We're hot. And we're grounded in all the right places. Let's see if this baby cranks over. Power probe's not strong enough to do it. It's a good thing I got my trusty old pocket knife. Well, she cranks over, folks. Now, we just need to get some diesel to her. See if the cab's got any power. Well, the gauges are moving a little bit, but no low air light or anything's coming on. We got one light working up there. The windshield wiper juicer works. Windshield wipers do not work. My engine fan relay works. I could hear that. No hazards. No blinkers. Thought I heard something in here though. That's a flasher for the blinkers. Looks like it's kind of melted. Okay. I'm gonna have Mrs. Wrecker Rick try starting it, and I'm gonna check wires down here, see which One of these wires is a signal wire for the starter. Boy, you look good in there, babe.
Yeah.
Look like a truck driving son of a...
There's a storm moving in.
Okay, try it.
Try it now.
Yeah. Are you trying it?
Yeah.
Is it turning like it's trying to start?
No. Now it is.
Do it again. Let off.
Okay.
Okay, turn to the accessory position.
Okay.
Just like the run position.
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, now try it. Are you trying it?
Yeah.
Okay, let off. Okay, that's it. I found it. It's this wire right here.
I was born in the wrong era. You know that, babe?
Huh?
We were born in the wrong era.
Why?
I don't know. Like,
Because we could have been smoking a pack of Marlboros and...
yeah, we could have a Marlboro hanging out of our mouth and eastbound and down.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Drinking a couple buds on the way home.
Yeah, in this K100 right here.
Yeah. It's a communist country, really. You can't even have a couple of beers on your way home after work.
Well, we don't drink. You know, we probably would drink if we were back in the 80s.
Well, if I had to drive this thing every day, I guarantee I'd probably drink. Okay, on position, not cranking. Okay, something's going on. Okay, crank it. Okay, just in the on position. Okay, well then I didn't find the wire. You must have just had it in the on position earlier. Dang it. Is any of the gauges jumping?
When I crank it, yeah.
No, right now.
No.
Yeah, I can't find the GD wire. What the f***? Alright, well, I guess I'll just have to run a switch. No big deal. Okay, try it one more time. On, turn it on.
It is.
It is on?
Yeah.
Nah, it can't be.
Yeah, I have it in the on position.
Well, these wires aren't hot now.
Okay, well, it's in the off position right now.
Okay.
Now it's in the on.
On is all the way to the right, babe.
Right there.
Okay. That's on.
Yeah.
That's not where you had it.
Oh.
Alright, well, maybe we should take the girl swimming, huh?
Dip in the pool.
Yeah.
So you want me to turn it off?
Call it a day. Yeah, turn it off. I don't have to have the key. Like, I can run a wire up in the cab and run the starter off of it. Here, actually, I'm going to do that real quick. Well, folks, I think they have sandstorms down here. What is this, Egypt? Look at that thing.
I know.
Look at it over there. It's coming. It's like a wall coming for us. Well, we might have to call it a day. It's about to be windier and sandier than a well digger's hole.
There's sand in a well digger's hole?
If he's in a sandstorm, I'm assuming. It's either a tornado or it's a sandstorm. The good thing, the pool back at the trailer park is indoor, huh? Now we know why they got an indoor pool. Sandstorms, folks. So I'm going to throw a signal wire on that starter real quick while I wait for the sandstorm to get here.
I think it's here. I can feel it in my eyeballs.
Good thing I brought some wire and some ring terminals, because I knew I was going to have to run a signal wire for the starter because I can't find it, so I might run a new one. Pretty common on these old trucks, you know. Somebody's been in there rooting around.
Maybe a little faster? Time is of the essence?
I feel like Viggo Mortensen right now in Hidalgo. It's like the Mummy Returns. What are you, afraid of a little sand, babe?
Yes.
They used to call me Sand Fighter Rick. Alright, well let me unhook those batteries and then we'll go.
I can't hear you through all the wind and sand.
Let me unhook those batteries, then we'll go. I don't want them going dead overnight.
I'll pick up some tools. We're not in Kansas anymore.
We actually have dust storms here in Arizona. Alright, you want to jump in the truck? Pull forward so I can get the kickstand down. It's surrounding us. Gotta get the kickstand down. Well, this thing's cockeyed on here. I don't want to leave the cab up. This dust storm might blow it off or something. Or who knows. Plus, I don't want to leave my record rope here. Somebody might steal it. So this cab definitely has problems right there. It's a good thing, because I'm actually hacking this cab up, cutting it all up to go on the 10x10 anyway. Like, we're gonna cut this baby off like right here. And I'm gonna build a big old gnarly bumper that comes up. But yeah, it's all cockeyed. See that? It's an emergency alert for a dust storm in the Willcox area. Old Big Booty Judy's thirsty. I'm gonna have to go get me some fuel. Babe, you got that little app, Jobby? The Upside app?
Yes, I do. We can go over to Circle K and get cash back on the Upside app. 65 cents a gallon cash back.
You didn't know that's how much you could save on the Upside app?
No.
That's because you haven't been using it, babe. That's why I use today's sponsor, Upside, folks. Upside gets you cash back on daily essentials like gasoline, diesel fuel, groceries, and dining. The free Upside app can be used on over 100,000 different gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants, ensuring that cash back is always just around the corner. And it's actually real cash back. No confusing gimmicks or rewards. It's just cash back straight to your bank account. We're always on the road doing stuff like picking this old Cabover up or going to Georgia and picking up a 10x10 and spending millions and millions and millions of dollars on fuel, groceries, and all that stuff. Upside comes in real handy for us, folks. Whether you're driving across town to pick up a 1981 Kenworth Cabover or driving to Georgia to pick up a 10x10, Upside helps you keep more in your billfold, folks. Top Upside earners like myself are making as much as $300 a month. To find out how much you can earn using Upside, click the link in my description and download Upside. Use code to get an extra 25 cents back on every gallon on your first tank, or scan the QR code to claim this offer. Now back to this nice little Labor Day weekend, saving this 1981 Kenworth Cabover from destruction from the scrapyard. We've made it back to the Cabover, folks. Right where I left her. We've got plenty of diesel. I'm gonna get my Wreck-A-Rick rope back on it. We're gonna get this baby fired up. Then hopefully we'll be on the road. Stand by. Ki-yi. Get the lock locked in there. But I'll tell you what, it squared this cab up a little bit. Looks like the problem is see, they've put this bar in here. Looks like this was going through the cab right there at some point, which is not a problem for us because this whole floorboard is all going to be completely cut out of this thing. I'm gonna box it all in with aluminum. This is all going to be cut out, everything, that right there. All we want is the top shell of this thing. But we do need it to hold together while I get it home. I'm gonna get these batteries hooked back up. Sure is windy out here. It's like a hot wind. It is overcast today though, so that's kind of nice. So I've got to find power. This is a PT Cummins pump. And so it's got a 1-wire solenoid. You put power to this, and it opens the solenoid, and then when you take power from it, it closes the solenoid. That's what shuts the engine on and off. Hopefully they didn't figure out my alias. They used to call me Outlaw Rick. What do you want?
Asked if we saw anybody suspicious walking through here. I said, we just pulled up. Because he said, how long have you been here? I said, we got here yesterday. And he said, no, how long have you been here, like in the last hour? I said, we just got here like not even 10 minutes ago. And he said, did you see anybody suspicious walking through here? And I said, no.
You tell him there's a big bearded guy over there with a big... That seems kind of suspicious.
He said if you see anything suspicious or anybody suspicious walking through here because he got a call, he said to call him. But then he didn't even give me his number.
Your number still 911? Alrighty then. This place is crawling with cops right now. I guess there's some unsavory characters running around here to be on the lookout for. It's a good thing I got some protection right here in the back seat. Detroit, what are you doing? Get off of my protection.
Furniture that custom built.
I think we'll be alright.
Just my husband over there chatting it up with the old 5-0, making best friends everywhere he goes.
Nice guy. He's actually looking for a people smuggler. We're down here on the Mexican border and there's a manhunt going on right now. I mean, there are cops everywhere. Cops and border patrol and you name it. But I guess this guy eluded him and they're trying to find him. He was smuggling people through Willcox or something like that. But we knew some folks that he knew, and small world. Stand by, I'm gonna get this baby running. So the owner of this truck, Joe Mike, said before he bought it, they told him that they had this thing running. But what I did notice is they've got a PT pump in that jockey box up in there, and then there's another pump on here that's not supposed to be on here. This is not the pump this truck came with. I'm noticing a lot of, like this fitting right here is loose. And with a loose fitting like that, it'll suck air. So if they couldn't get it running, that could be part of the problem. So I got a fitting on here, so I can just run a hose and dip it into a jug and bypass all the fuel. I'll run fuel directly to the engine, see if it works. But while I was doing that, I just found out that this pump only has one bolt holding it on, and it's loose. Good, how are you? And it's loose, so I gotta go get some bolts for it. So
Just my husband chatting it up again. This is why we can never get anything done. Huh, girls?
Over here.
Are you making a racetrack for your cars?
Nope.
Oh.
got the key on. Now we're gonna test this wire. I believe that's the hot wire to the solenoid. So the only thing I'm thinking is, I wish I would have brought a PT pump. I've got a Big Cam PT pump at home, and I almost was gonna bring it with me because I mean this thing does not look feng shui, folks, and I'm kind of worried that it doesn't work just for the fact that they're just throwing parts at it trying to figure it out. Like there's a pump in the sleeper box over there too. Why do they got two pumps? You know, and this one's missing all the bolts. It's only got one bolt in it. Kind of makes a guy wonder, you know. Some engine parts in here, rocker arms. This is the original pump that was on there. They pulled it off and swapped it out with that one. Not sure why. Alright, so we got our power hooked to our solenoid, which there's a screw on there where you could just open that screw and you could adjust the fuel. It's like a manual release to release the fuel to the engine so the engine will run without the electric. But to shut it off, then you gotta back the screw out. So I just want to be able to shut the key off and the engine shuts off. I threw an extra bolt in there just for good measure. Got our line on there. I'm gonna throw a can of diesel on here real quick, and then it's go time. We're gonna see if she fires up. What do you think, Smoke? Is it gonna start? You're not very optimistic, Smoke. Hey, do you want me to use the blue one or the red one?
The blue one.
Okay. Blue one it is. Thanks for your assistance, Smoke. I got my jumper wire right here. See if she's gonna fire off. Ready for this, babe?
Ready.
I need you to hold that, babe.
Do you need a
don't
bang
touch
on it
anything.
with a hammer?
No, it's turning over. I want to take this return line off so I can see if feel's going through it.
Gotcha.
It's gonna take it a minute to get feel to it though.
You think this thing's missing stuff?
It could be.
I mean, how important is a rocker arm, huh?
Well, we can't run without all the rocker arms on it. I don't know if it's pulling any fuel up. Nope.
Bone dry?
Yeah. Well, it's time for some starting fluid.
You need me to do what?
Touch this wire to this. Like that.
You bet, babe.
Okay, I'm gonna go squirt some brake clean in it.
I can't mess that up. Touch the wire to the wire. You ready?
Yep. All right, hold it. Well, I'm hitting her directly in there, and she ain't firing off of it. It's not a good sign. I'm gonna go ahead and pull a valve cover on this thing and see what's going on in here. Somebody just put brand new heads on this thing. Something must have been going on. I could hear the compression. Well, the battery started going dead, so I went and got myself a little charger. Seems to be working. I got it hooked up to Big Booty Judy's AC charging port. What a truck. Boy, one of you guys is gonna sure be lucky when they get this bad, Larry. AC plug-in? What? Unbelievable. All right, well, let's give her another go. It's like round 6. See what happens. Oh, I also picked up some starting fluid. This charger right out of the box had a 20 amp fuse in it. Blew the 20 amp fuse. So I had to improvise. She's wired direct. We won't be blowing any fuses anytime soon. I don't think the brake clean was giving her a fair shakedown, so I got some starting fluid. Let's give her a go. I also got the intake pouring off of it, so I can shoot the starting fluid directly into it. Mrs. Wrecker Rick is back swimming with the girls. They couldn't take it anymore, so let's see what happens. If she's gonna shut off. Might need to find something to cap that off with. I didn't think of that, because she don't want to shut off. Anytime you get one that's running away, which this one wasn't running away, but you know, it could have. It wasn't shutting off. I must have that fuel screw open, because I cut the power to it and it didn't shut the solenoid down. Anyway, you could just block it off. That's the intake. Just cut it off with something flat. It'll cut the engine off. Or I could have pulled the fuel to it, but then it would put air back in the system, and I don't want to do that. It's nice and primed right now. This sucker might run. She purrs like a kitten. So we got a fuel leak right here. I don't know if you guys seen that, but that baby right there was leaking fuel all over the place. I could hook my return back up now. We can go ahead and throw our tank on here too. pull this tank off, put our tank on there, because our tank's nice and clean. It's getting oil to the top end. That's a good sign. Yeah, that thing's just finger tight. Got a good O-ring on it though. Wonder if it's sucking air right there. Probably on the return side. Could take that bad Larry off of there and prime it right there. I think it'll just be easier to swap this tank out rather than have to clean this tank out and change filters all the way home. My experience on these deals, every time I leave a tank on one of these things, it's been sitting for the last 15 some years, I gotta change several filters out. So I'm just gonna swap the tank out. Then I don't have to dispose of all the diesel and all that stuff. Well, granted, I could get the tank up in the back of the truck. I do have my little Warrior winch in the box, so might have to make something work. The other tank is a little bit smaller, but it'll sit in this saddle right here. Then I'll just throw some ratchet straps on it. I know what y'all are thinking, like, Wrecker Rick, why do you have to get these things running and drive them home when you have a towing company and all kinds of towing equipment? It's simple. This is a lot more rewarding. It's a lot more fun. And I believe it's more entertaining. Plus, I like the struggle. And I know what you're thinking. Wrecker Rick, you got the wrong tool for the job. No, you're wrong. I got the right tool for the job. These Knepics, they're like a ratchet wrench if you know how to use them right. I don't have a long enough socket to hit it with my gun, so. It's kind of nice working by myself. Well, I mean, it'd be nice if Mrs. Wrecker Rick was here, but without the whole crew, you know, like Duvall's like the last trip we went on, he was completely lovesick the whole time. So much he could barely function. So he stayed home on this one. Can't get too far away from the girlfriend, you know what I mean? We've all been that age. Hell, I even take mine with me everywhere I go. How about that paint job on that tank, huh? Right over the top of the straps. It's an aluminum tank. I know what you're thinking. It actually looks good, Wrecker Rick. But no, it looks good from afar, but far from good, folks. I got the straps off. Let's see if we can get this tank out of here now. Boy, that's in there. It's probably never been removed before. There we go. Why not come out of there? Forgot about the crossover line. Stand by while I pull that little hound dog off. I feel like I work better by myself. I definitely get more done, that's for sure. This may be a job for a wrench. Yeah, look at that diesel coming out of there. We don't want to run that through these filters. I'm gonna have to figure out how to kink this line off, steel braided line, or plug it off. Looks like I got a plug. Thanks, Diesel Boots. Speaking of Diesel Boots is another part of the crew that can't do these trips. I just need him at the shop. He's got a family. It's just too hard on old Diesel Boots to be able to come out here, and he's got two little ones, which I do too, but you know, I'm set up to haul my little ones around. It's actually getting dark. You know what happens when it gets dark. You can't see. So we're gonna call it a night. We'll be back out here in the morning. Mrs. Wrecker Rick and the girls are probably getting hungry. Stand by, folks. Can we go work on the truck now, girls?
No.
No?
Only if you take us to eat pancakes.
Well, folks, we got to take them to a pancake breakfast, and then I get to go work on the truck. So stand by. Are you okay if we go work on the truck now, babe?
Always, babe. I'm here for you.
And they got the best pancakes in the town here.
I speak smoke. She said they got the best pancakes in town here. Well, they only serve breakfast on Saturdays and Sundays. So we're on a quest to find these kids some pancakes. We're finally back at it. Dayton and Smoke couldn't hang. They had to go back. They just can't resist swimming. So it's just me again. We're gonna get this tank pulled, get the new tank on here, and get this bad Larry running. And get out of this janky part of the neighborhood. Pretty sure there was a drug deal going down over there yesterday. But I just found out this morning that this is the bad part of the neighborhood, supposedly. I got my plug. I'm gonna plug this line off so I can pull that other tank out so it doesn't get all this black diesel all over the ground. Stand by. How about those dogs, huh, folks? All day long. Apparently, it's gonna get messy, but I got it. But I left one of a mess. Well, that's some nasty diesel, huh? It's hot today, folks. But it's that dry heat, you know? Now we'll pull the line off of this bad Larry, and then I'll be able to pull it up out of here. We'll be able to get the new tank on it, so we could get some fresh diesel to this little jobby. Well, I opened my valve on accident. Apparently we're gonna make a mess. Pretty nice paint job, huh? Still aluminum on the bottom, painted black on the top. Real sharp. Now we gotta get this tank that's a quarter full of diesel in the back of Big Booty Judy, and that tank on here. Maybe we'll put it on the back of this instead of Big Booty Judy. A little easier to handle when they're empty. It's a little smaller tank. Now we just gotta run some fuel lines. Return line, and then a supply line. Give the old white dragon a little juice. It's not exactly street legal though, so let's keep that on the down low. We've got our fuel lines hooked up. Now we just need to change this little hound dog out. Looks like this baby ain't been changed in a month of Sundays, huh? I got a fresh one right here, just begging for some diesel fuel. Nothing like watching fresh diesel pour into a brand new filter. You always gotta get this little rubber O-ring off here. You don't want to double O-ring it. Good thing I got the old pocket knife. Never leave home without her. You know, my dad always used to tell me, could tell a lot about a man just in the way he shakes a hand and if he carries a pocket knife. Oh yeah. That's tighter than a dolphin's. She's ready to fire off. Is it gonna do it? We know she'll run off of a jug. Will it run off the tank? It's a Peterbilt fuel tank. We're not gonna need this. Didn't spill a drop. Now we could use the red one. Smoke said I had to use the blue one first. Might want to save just a little bit in case we got to prime it again. It's already primed, but might have lost its prime last night. We're live, folks. We've got power from the batteries. We've got our fuel lines hooked up. We've got everything hooked up. Time to touch this baby off and see if she's going to run off the fuel tank. I got my kill switch here. Keep it handy. Get my starter switch. All right, we're ready to go. Got our other starter switch. Well, I could hear air leaking everywhere, so we know she'll build air. Just a matter of getting this PT pump to run properly. It died because it starved for fuel, and it sucked the filter dry. There's nothing in the filter. So why is it not pulling it out of the tank? Oh, look at that. That could be the problem, huh? Snivering tight, sucking air. Come on, Rick, get your shit together. You're supposed to check other people's work. I assume they had that tight, but that's what I get. If you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Oh, she's loose, all right. Never drop your fuel filter in the dirt. It's not good for it. Go ahead and top this fuel filter off again. All right, round 2. See what happens. Give it a little shot of the good stuff. I shut the fuel off to it so the fuel screw works. Boy, this starter is really starting to piss me off. No more messing around. This is a brand new starter. Well, it's new to me. I got it new out of the floorboard of this truck. It's got new paint on it. Murphy's Law, huh? Well, I called my wife. She said to try hitting it with a hammer. So, stand by. Let's give that a shot. I went and got a battery charger. The batteries were a little low, maybe that's the problem. I got it hooked up. Nope, not the problem. Frickin' starter. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to put a starter on it now. Got a throttle spring here, so this whole gas pedal don't stick on me on the ride home. Granted that I can get this on a ride home. Baling wire. Never leave home without it. It's an old Indian trick. Oh yeah. Like brand new. Now if this thing would just start, this GD starter. Well, it shuts off with the key. It runs, but it doesn't run very good. It's building air too. I could hear all kinds of air leaks in here. It's got air in the foot valve. Well, we just run into a whole set of new problems. The water pump is seized up on this. You can see where the belt, where it locked up and it knocked the belt off here, and this belt is old as shit. So who knows how many years ago this happened, but water pump's locked up. Now, notice how it has new heads on it? My guess is water pump seized up, blew the head gaskets on these babies. So they put all new heads on it. And they did say that, had all new heads on it. So now I gotta get a water pump for this thing and change this water pump out. Murphy's Law. So I'll be back. I gotta go get some hose clamps and see if Napa has a water pump for this baby. Probably not. Boy, tow truck's looking real nice right about now. Guess I'm gonna have to buy a tow truck just to get this thing home. Great. I found a water pump, I found a gear shift knob, I found the serpentine belt for the water pump. I'm just missing 2 fan belts. It's in Tucson, Arizona. So I gotta drive over to Tucson, Arizona. It's 70 miles from here, grab a couple belts, and I'm gonna slap all that on in the morning, and then we're gonna hit the road. Hopefully. Unless I find something else wrong with it. Wish me luck. We're gonna call it a night. Stand by, folks. Hello, beautiful. We've got a long day. We've got to replace the water pump, and we've got to change the shifter knob. That's right. I got a shifter knob for this baby too. I've also got fan belts. We went to Tucson this morning, picked up a couple fan belts. Actually, that's not true. I called Uber, and Uber Ubered some over, which was convenient. Only cost me 80 bucks. 140 miles versus 80 bucks, I'll pay it. After that, I think we're gonna be good. We got our fuel tank on. We got fuel going to it. We got it running, kind of. It's got some oil leaks, probably gonna have to address, but other than that, we just gotta make sure it has brakes, then we'll be on the road. Oh, I also had to get some clamps for the air to intake horn. We're gonna run this thing without an air filter because I don't have an air filter. We'll have to put something over it, but I don't even have the ducking or nothing, so good thing it's paved roads all the way back. Brand new water pump. They didn't have a remount, so we're gonna have to put a brand new one in it. So what happened is the bearing seized up in here, caused the engine to overheat, blew the head gasket. That's what I gather. Got the old iconic tool set here, folks. Never leave home without my iconic tool set. How about those dogs over there, huh? Every day. So the old boy that actually owns this truck, his name is Joe Mike, found this truck on Facebook Marketplace, and I had an old buddy. He's passed away now. He was a cowboy. He owned the Sevens Ranch and actually worked for him on the Sevens Ranch. And I also worked on his trucks and all kinds of stuff. Boy, did we have some good times. Anyway, he always talked about this old boy Joe Mike because he's good buddies with him. And when you get on Marketplace and you buy stuff, I always go to their profile, check them out, make sure they're legit. So I go to his profile and I see he's a cowboy, so then I know he's legit. And then I start putting 2 and 2 together, Willcox, Arizona, and this old boy named Joe Mike. And he's a big boy too. He's a mountain of a man. And Will always used to talk about how big he was, and he used to tell stories about Joe Mike all the time. So I got to thinking, after I'd talked to him a little bit about buying this truck, and he told me what's wrong with it. He said, you know what, I bet you that's old Will's buddy. And sure enough, I asked him. They were good buddies. Small world, folks. So we do not need any of this shit. This is all running to the heater core. This is to a coolant bypass. This is to a coolant filter. We're gonna plug all this stuff off. These are AC lines. We're gonna do away with all of them. We don't need any of them. We just need this thing to stay cool for 300 miles. This is just stuff that can go wrong. So I'm gonna do away with it. And I'm gonna run a new coolant line right here to there. That's it. and I can get all these out of my way. Because this thing's never going to have AC on it, because I don't really care about AC. What am I, a pussy? Well, I mean, I do, like in Big Booty Judy. It's got vented seats, you know, but when I'm driving this bad Larry, I can care less about AC. I'd actually rather have a Marlboro while I'm driving this baby. A Marlboro and a ice cold brewski. Just kidding, kids. Don't drink and drive. Boy, she just lost about 30 pounds. Getting rid of all these coolant lines, huh? Now we can get in here and do some damage. Gotta get the fan up out of the way. Don't let people fool you when they say that old stuff is easier to work on. I beg to differ. I've got 3 diesel repair shops and we work on new stuff every day, and most of it's a lot easier to work on for many different reasons. One reason, it's not all corroded up and rusted out and brittle. The other reason, it's just more accessible. Another reason is because they've put more thought into the new stuff and designing it, and they design it more where it can be worked on. For instance, the bolts on the back of this fan right here, like you can barely get into them. Like if this was a new truck, it wouldn't be that way. You know what a new truck has? It's got 1 tensioner, or maybe 2, and you back it off with a tensioner wrench, and you take the belt off. Blammo. Done deal. Not this. And I know what you're saying. Oh, well, those tensioners go bad, Wrecker Rick. Rarely. They last like 600,000-800,000 miles, million miles. Don't get me wrong. I think old stuff is really cool, and some of the old ingenuity is really cool. But when people say that old stuff is just easier to work on, it's simpler, it's more reliable, I don't agree with that. Not all of it anyway. Boy, this is a brittle son of a gun right here. This whole airline right there. We're going to want to be careful of that. That's another thing. So all the new trucks just got push connects with hard line on them. When the line goes bad, you just replace the line. These, you gotta go get them made, or you gotta replace it with push connects and hard line. It's got 6 bolts holding it on. Just about got them all. Can't believe they didn't change this water pump when they did the heads on it. I mean, you can look in here and see all the belts are blown off of it. So I'm going to tie this fan up with some baling wire because the fan's attached to the top of the water pump. We'll need to get that suspended. Never leave home without baling wire. See, if you twist the wire up, you could get it to lift up. Yeah, be careful not to break your wire though. It's an old Indian trick, folks. Now we got that fan up out of the way with a little bit of baling wire and some cowboy ingenuity. Tell you what, nice thing about Cabover though is you get to work in the shade. How about that, huh? Not gonna need that. It's an AC compressor. By the time I get everything pulled off this thing, it's gonna be like a race truck. It's gonna be so light. Well, I think I got everything pulled off of it. Should come out now. Maybe not. Boy, that son of a gun is on there. Pretty sure I got everything off. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts. Should be everything. It's holding this little jabby on. I pulled 6 bolts out of it. It's just corroded on there, folks. Have to get the old Mateo out. There she comes. Well, that sucker's on there. One of the things crowded up in there. Old rust job. Looks like they had some water sitting in it for a long time. You little dickens! Well, that thing's definitely seen some better days. She seized up tighter than a Texas, huh? I mean, the amount of rust that's in there is kind of absurd. Makes me wonder what that radiator's full of. You know what I mean? Oh well. I'm gonna go clean the surface up really good and then slap some right stuff on that and bolt her in there. Boy, this little hound dog does not want to come out of there. See, there's a little O-ring in there. The O-ring is rock hard. Threads are so corroded with 30 years of oil and dirt. Well, at least my tensioner will work properly now. That's the belt tensioner. She's ready to go in. Boy, she cleans up pretty nice, huh? Especially for just using an old pocket knife. See if we can't get a bolt started here to hold this old water pump up here. There we go. Boy, we're on the way. I mean, we are getting somewhere now. I'm gonna have the wind blowing through my beard in no time. Till it's not. There it is. She's lined up. Boy, she went in a lot easier than she came out, huh? Okie dokie, artichokey. Now we just gotta snug it up, put the fan back on there, and we'll be ready to roll. Well, put some water in it. I ain't gonna put coolant in this bad, Larry. I ain't gonna waste the money. Needs to be flushed out and stuff, so I'm gonna throw some water in it. I might go get me a temperature gauge from Napa and throw it in this hole right here. It's missing right here. There's a hole in the thermostat housing here, and kind of like this jobby, but I don't know if this one works. I'm gonna get a brand new one so I know it works. See what she's running at. Probably put a new hose on right here, a couple of new other hoses. Well, next time you see me, this fan will probably be on and the snow will be flying. She's in there, folks. Fan's back on. I got my Napa fan belts that we had to go all the way to Tucson to get. Well, that we had to pay an Uber driver to come from Tucson. Boy, the day and age we're living in, huh? You just hire a guy in an Uber to drive out here. Pretty cool. I'm gonna throw my fan belts on there and we'll be good. We gotta make a run to Napa and I think we're gonna be ready to go. Oh, I need a bolt for the alternator. Then we'll be all set. We'll be ship shape. We'll be on the road. The fan's too high. We can bring her down a little bit. She's a long-winded sucker, huh? Don't want to get them too tight. Knock the bearing out of your fan. Our cooling system is intact. She ought to stay cool all the way up north.
Do you like my house, Mommy?
I love your house. Show me your house. Give me a tour.
These are the cars.
Uh-huh. Show Dad your house.
That's pretty cool, Smoke. Look at all them cars parked out front. Where do you, Vin Diesel? We just got back from Napa. I got my sensor mounted with my new badass Napa brand gauge, I guess. I don't know, it's the cheapest gauge they had. We're putting a new piece of hose on the pipe that goes to the intake from the turbo. Everything else is pretty much done. We'll be firing this bad Larry up and taking her for a first spin here in a second. Well, I was using that scraper.
That one's brand new.
Oh, yeah.
Give me a quarter and I'll let you keep it.
Yeah. I don't think I got a quarter. Look at that, folks. Joe Mike just gave me a knife. I just got to find a quarter to give him.
Here, I'll go find one.
I can buy you dinner.
No, sir.
How about dinner?
No, sir.
No?
No, we're even, buddy. I can't wait for you to get it running. I got to go trucking in the morning, haul some cattle.
Okay.
Okay.
We should be back by noon. If you're not gone by then, I'll come see you.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, cool.
Thank you.
That's good.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, it's been awesome.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you what, folks. Everybody here in Willcox, especially Joe Mike, has been super accommodating. Makes me proud to be an Arizonan American. I've been to a lot of states where they're not so accommodating, and they don't know me from Adam. And I mean, some folks have. I've had quite a few fans down here, but most of the folks around here don't know me from Adam, and they've been super nice, super accommodating, very helpful. This little shop right here, they've told me numerous times to come over and anything I need. Pretty cool. Like a glove. I mean, like that right there. Joe Mike just seen my pocket knife was dull, not cutting the tube, and he flat out just gave me his pocket knife for a quarter. You always gotta give him something though. It's bad luck.
I was gonna say, doesn't it like cut your friendship or something?
Yeah. I gotta find something to give him. Maybe a Wrecker Rick rope kit. Well, that's the only rope we're gonna have in case we need to drag this out of the road.
I've probably got a quarter in the truck.
Most of my experience has been in the field like that. You know, I actually enjoy it. It takes me back working on these trucks on the side of the road like this. I used to do this for a living. You know, now I just do it to entertain you guys, and it's fun. But going to different places and having to run to the parts store 50 million times and having to, you know, make stuff work, and takes me back to the good old days. And being raised in Ash Fork, I mean, that's just how you had to be. You had to make stuff work. You didn't have parts for stuff. You had to go to the junkyard and you had to make parts, and you had to use old parts and just make stuff run. That's how it was too in the oil fields. Fixing trucks on the side of the highway and just making trucks run so you could go make money. Cowboying was the same way, because you're out on a ranch, you don't have nothing, so you gotta make stuff work. All right, we got one more line to replace to bypass the heater lines, and then this cooling unit will be completely sealed up and we'll be ready to fire her up. Oh, I gotta throw my alternator belts on. Where are my alternator belts, babe?
Why on earth are you asking me? Why would I know where the belts are?
I asked you to get them out of the truck for me.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, well, if they were a snake, they'd bite you right in the back of the head.
Rick, you want to put it right on the fifth wheel?
Yeah, we just throw it right there, and
Okay, I got some ratchet straps too, some little straps where you can strap it down and just, I don't think it'll go anywhere.
Okay. Took 4 of them?
Well, if you had a forklift that ran, it would be real easy. Ready?
So we're hauling that back up to Ash Fork. Just so happens there's a cowboy kid up there working on a ranch that needs a transmission for a 1500, and Joe Mike said, I've got one, I'm gonna give it to you. So I'm gonna haul it back up there for him. All right, thank you.
So if that don't work, you let me know, I'll come back and move it.
Yeah, I think that'll be fine. We gotta get this stack secured. I've got some custom baling wire here that I'm gonna secure it with. Make it look real nice. I might be using baling wire, but I'm gonna do a really good job with it. Oh yeah, that looks sharp.
I like it.
Tell you what, so I know a thing or two about rigging stuff. They used to call me Jerry Rig Rick. Gotta tighten up the alternator belts, and then we'll be ready to put some water in this. Oh, I gotta put my valve cover back on, and we're pretty much ready to go after a long 4 days. Which, you know, honestly, this probably will only taken about a day and a half. I have to negotiate with these little terrorist acts over here every time I want to come over here and work on the truck. So I either have to take them swimming first, I gotta take them to get something to eat, Got to take them for a pancake breakfast. Take them for blue slime. So now, right now, they're over here playing, and they were like, only even you take us to the dollar store for blue slime. Boy, this old pry bar didn't last long, babe. I don't know where you got it, but
I didn't buy that.
oh, this is the one I picked up in Georgia. All right. Well, the alternator's tightened up. We literally got all the belts back on this thing. Well, except for AC. That's pretty cool, huh? I think we're dang near ready. All right, I'm gonna fire this thing up. So I want to make sure that it didn't lose the fuel prime last night, because I want to close up the air intake. If I close it up now, I won't be able to shoot ether in it. I'll have to shoot it through the turbo. I have to have two people here. And generally, Mrs. Wrecker Rick hasn't been here helping me because of these little terrorist acts. That's a pretty nice pyramid, Smoke.
Dinosaur land.
Hazel's making a dinosaur land, and Dayton's making an ant land.
Hazel looks like she's making an Egyptian land.
I just hear you.
All right, we got the key on, so the solenoid should be open.
Do you have to bang on it with a hammer to get it to start?
Boy, she purrs like a kitten. She just fired right up.
After he tapped on it with a hammer, I know that old stuff. You have to hit it with a hammer, right?
Yeah, the brand new starter has to be hammered on with a hammer, babe. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, but you didn't buy that starter. Somebody besides us bought the starter.
Yeah, I know, but it's brand new. And I gotta bang on it with a hammer to get it started. So I gotta seal the intake tube back onto the intake because I had it pulled off because my sidekick, Mrs. Wrecker Rick, wasn't here to crank it over to spray ether in the turbo over there. So I had to take it loose right here so I could spray ether in there and then run the throttle and start it all at the same time. Now I'm just getting it sealed back up so it doesn't leak boost on the way home. Because you want to talk about a gutless son of a gun. This engine with no boost barely pull its own body weight.
Let alone that transmission that weighs so much on the back.
Hilarious. Getting some fresh water for the old Cabover, and then we're gonna hit the road. I think, at least around the block, see what happens. Make sure I got some brakes, or see how it performs without brakes. Maybe we'll be driving it home without brakes. Joe Mike knows a guy down the street that's got an air cleaner for this Cabover, so we don't have to drive it home without an air cleaner on it and risk dusting this engine out. We're gonna run over there real quick and see what he's got. Anything will work. There's just no ducking or air cleaner on the truck, so we just have to basically drive it home with the turbo just wide open. It could suck a lot of stuff in there.
This one right here goes on top. Okay. Now the problem is, I know you need hoses, right?
Yes, sir.
This is for a cat. I think it's sitting on top of the engine for right now.
Yeah, I could probably just mount it there.
But anyway, it's got the mount and everything. That's for a 550 cat, so that ought to be plenty of air.
Yeah. Well, we found what we're looking for, I think. I'm gonna throw it in the back of Big Booty Judy and head over there, put it on, see what happens. It's afternoon now. I met the owners of this place and a couple of cool old cats, folks. I mean, been at it for the last 50 years, overhauling engines. There's Cat engines, Cummins engines, you name it. They've got about 20 engines here they want me to buy. And they got a real nice shop here, and they actually offered the entire shop to me, so might be buying myself a new shop here in Willcox, Arizona. One thing about these trips, the reason it takes me so long also on getting these trucks going is because I always run into folks that share the same interest as me, and we get to talking about old engines and the good old days and everything under the sun, which makes these trips so much more enjoyable because I'm a people person. Look at these big cams. Got an N14, Series 60, B model cat, C15, C15, 12 valve. Well, I'd sure hope we could get it done with this stuff. I think we got her figured out. We just need a little baling wire and a can-do attitude. I've got my air cleaner mounted right there. I've got my elbows on there. I think it's gonna work. Just need it to stay put right there for about 400 miles. Just tie it to the exhaust manifold right there. Ought to do the trick. One more piece around this cross member. They used to call me Can-Do Attitude Rick. Oh, you frickin' bastard. Got her a little too tight. Put a little too much spunk on her. There we go. They don't make baling wire like they used to. That ought to hold her. With this little jobby right here, I think that's gonna work perfect. As long as the cab will shut. What's going on?
You got an air breather.
Yeah.
The brewers?
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. Yeah, those are cool.
Good.
Cool old boys.
They're good dudes, man.
Yeah. Joe Mike's in the cattle hauling business. It's one thing he never did, folks. They never did call me Cattle Hauler Rick. I always thought it'd be bad. So you always see those old boys running down the highway, just 9-0, getting her done. Just the ultimate badasses, you know, in the trucking industry. Boy, I've loaded my fair share of cattle pods, though. They used to call me Cattle Pod Loader Rick. Dang, make me a couple brackets. This might be a permanent fixture. Looks pretty good if you ask me. All right, now it's time to lay that old cab down and see if she's gonna hold some water. Make sure it's not pinching anything or getting into anything. She's coming down nicely. The whole cab is gonna have to be moved back. It'll be all right. I'll just baling wire it on. Sounds like something's leaking under there. There's a valve for the heater. Open her back up. Alright, well I can't get the valve to close because it's all seized up. I'll tell you what we're going to do. It's an old Indian trick. We're going to put a bolt in it. And then you throw a hose clamp on there and it's good for at least 5 hours. Just like that. Coolant leak number 1 fixed. Alright, let's let it back down and continue filling it. Wrecker Rick, why do you keep letting it down? Oh, I'll tell you why. Because I can't fill it without letting it down. See how far back there the fill tube is? And plus the fill tube is higher than the hole when it's tilted. So I gotta let it down to fill it. I don't have a pump and a hose. Boy, it's hard work holding a 5-gallon jug above your head for 3 minutes, huh? Oh, we're topped out. Must have had some in it. Well, knock on wood, I don't see anything leaking yet. Uh-oh. I spoke too soon. Something else is leaking. We're gonna need to open her up. Leaking pretty good, whatever it is. Oh, of course. I'm gonna have to go get a line made. Maybe I could just squeeze this hose on there and then I don't have to get one built. I don't know. It's gonna be a tight fit. Just might be crazy enough to work. That's to the oil cooler. Guaranteed to work for 5 hours. Keep that off. Boy, this thing is making a mess. Now I gotta do the bottom one. That's where all the water's at. That's gonna be fun. Better put some hose clamps on it first, or I'll have to take them apart to get them on there. Get my Joe Mike knife out. Gosh dang it. There goes my hose clamps. You little dickens. Come on. Of course the whole thing wants to frickin' turn. You little rascal. Coolant leak number 2 fixed. Is that all you got, Cabover? Bring it on. We're gonna let it down, top her off one more time. And we don't dare pressure test this bad Larry. So we got a problem with the throttle pedal. Notice how it accelerates when I pull it back? It's supposed to accelerate when you push it down. That's not supposed to have water in it. It's supposed to be air. Now we gotta figure out why it's not building air. It's not building any air pressure. Very little. Maybe a governor. Who knows? Air compressor. I was hoping this sucker would build air. At least it's running with no coolant leaks. It's got oil pressure. So I think actually if I just flip this over, mount it down here, I think that'll fix the throttle issue. I think this thing's got so many air leaks that it just won't build enough air because the compressor's building air. Oh yeah, like it is meant to be. Fix the throttle issue. Yeah, that's steam coming out of there. It's got steam and water coming out of the blow-by. Got oil pouring out over there. We're starving for fuel now, so I think that PT pump's got something wrong with it. When I hold the return line, plug the return off, it'll run. The old PT's probably no good. I'm gonna go see if I can find a new pump for this bad Larry. The old brothers over at Brewers had a PT pump sitting on the shelf. They said it's a little used, but one thing I could tell you with this bad Larry is, look at this thing. That's the throttle. Look how, I mean, there's just nothing going on in there. This one, you could feel it stiff. You can't even turn it. And I mean, this thing just looks like it's seen better days. Look at all the water mixed in with the oil, though. That might be a problem. And I hear bearings chirping in this thing. Hope it makes it. I actually thought it was locked up at one point.
Bearings chirping?
Yeah, bearings are chirping like it's got one trying to seize up.
Oh, I know what that means.
You win some, you lose some.
More like lose a lot on this.
Well,
we just needed a cab. We just needed a cab.
I know where there's a 1962 needle nose Kenworth with a big cam in it that we could go buy and then pull the fifth wheel off of this and then find a trailer on Marketplace. If that tickles your fancy.
You do not know where that is. It doesn't exist. It's a unicorn.
Wait,
Kenny has it.
where's the
Hey.
unicorn?
Kenny, it's over in Sierra Vista, Dayton. It's a bad mother. We're still in Willcox and it's coming down to the wire and we got to get a video out. So we're going to call it. You stay classy, folks. Find out what happens next week.